Thank you for watching our Boeing Retirement Planning video. My name is Dave Mantell. I'm a certified financial planner and partner with Stabler Wealth Management. Today's video will review the new September segment rates that have come out and how that impacts Boeing lump sum projections. So the new September segment rates are out, and we saw another month of significant increases. As a result, we project another 5% reduction in the lump sum benefits from December of this year to January of next year. So to review why segment rates matter, your lump sum benefit at Boeing is driven by two things: your segment rates and your mortality rates. The lump sum payout is based on the segment rates from a prior November, which has the largest impact on your lump sum benefit calculation. Therefore, November of 2022 rates coming up here in the next couple of months will drive any lump sum benefits commencements for folks that are retiring in the year of 2023. So the November number is published at the end of December, maybe early January. And so by the time you need to actually retire, we will not know what the actual November segment rates are. However, as new numbers are published, as we're seeing with September, we can update the calculations to come up with our best guess in terms of how the lump sum changes project from this year to next year. So looking at the latest segment rates, the average segment rate jumped from 4.37% up to 4.94%. While that doesn't seem like a huge jump, proportionally, it's actually pretty significant. And so based on this jump, and per what the September segment rates are today, if those continued to November, we would project another 5% reduction in lump sum benefits, again, from a December 2022 to a 2023 retirement. And this would bring the total reduction from December to January to more than 22%. For a $1 million lump sum benefit, if claimed this year, for example, if you waited until next year, 2023, to commence, that $1 million in lump sum would drop down to approximately $780,000 in lump sum. So a $220,000 drop, quite significant. Therefore, if you're taking the lump sum as part of your retirement plan from Boeing, delaying your retirement date can have a very big impact. So as you can see, any retirements in 2022, so that means if you commence your retirement December 1st of 2022 or prior, you are getting last November of 2021 segment rates, which were just about over 2% on average. Now, as we look forward to 2023 retirements, if the September segment rates hold through November, we see essentially a double in the average segment rate from last year to this year. And again, on someone with $1 million lump sum benefit, that would likely drop by about $220,000 starting January of next year if you waited to retire then. And so again, we do not know what the November segment rates are going to be. We have seen, again, September is higher than August. We've seen, general interest rates, continue to trend up through October. However, a 2022 retirement commencement versus a 2023 retirement commencement can be a very significant, difference in lump sum benefit for many folks. So that begs the question, what do we do about it? So the first question is, how far are you from your original planned retirement date? So if you're planning on retiring this year, it's a moot point, right? You're going to be collecting that higher lump sum benefit amount based on last November segment rates. If you were planning on retiring next year, in a couple of years, a few years down the road, what you need to do is ask yourself, when was my planned retirement date? And how much is my lump sum going to change, based between now and my plan, and see what the math says. So if you're moving up your retirement by 1 year, for example, if you're able to gain $250,000 on your lump sum by retiring this December, commencing this December rather than in 2023, at the expense of $150,000 a year salary, by taking the lump sum now, you're financially coming out ahead, because if you keep working, you're going to basically be paying Boeing to work, right? Because you're going to be losing more in your lump sum versus you're gaining in your salary if you're planning on taking a lump sum benefit. If you're planning on working another 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, running the math, it's a good chance it's not worth moving up your retirement to get a higher lump sum at the expense of that many more years of salary. So again, it's very situational. The second question to ask is, are you able to retire now? A lot of folks that we meet with will say, I plan on retiring at a certain year or at a certain age, when I'm 60, or if my 401k hits, $1.5 million. But that's a different question versus when you can retire. And so we really recommend anyone within a few years of retirement do a trial run of your retirement. This is something we can help you with to see where you currently sit. And you may find you're actually in real solid shape to retire now, in which case that may change your mindset a bit versus thinking you need to continue to work for a period. And so we really recommend doing that trial run, doing the math, and seeing where you land. And then the third question is, would you consider recommencing your retirement, capturing the larger lump sum benefit, and then returning to Boeing? So this route has some risk with it, but if you do retire from Boeing and commence, you have 60 days where you need to stay retired in a sense. But after that 60-day period, you could return to Boeing as a full-time employee or a contract worker, potentially in your same team. And so again, this is a more of a situational type of route to go. You'll want to, based on your role at Boeing, you'll want to see if there's a viability that you can come back after 60 days in that role. But, for someone that may not be ready to retire, however, is able to, this could be a really great way to possibly cash in on that higher lump sum benefit while still working a bit longer if you choose to. Again, this route has a risk. There's always a chance you don't get hired back as expected. When you're a contract worker, it's much less secure than being a full-time employee, though you can possibly return as a full-time employee. Though again, for someone who's able to retire and is seeing a real sizable change in their lump sum benefit, $200,000, $300,000, this could be a good route to go. And so next question is, how do you retire? So the last opportunity to receive a higher lump sum amount based on November of 2021 segment rates would be a termination date from Boeing for the end of November and a pension commencement date of December 1st. And so these are two different paths to track and documentations to go through. So your commencement paperwork, we'd recommend submitting right away if you're going to retire this year. That reduces the risk of administrative error. A lot of folks are going to be retiring, at the end of the year. So the earlier you can get your packet in, the better. And we're coming up on that crunch time. Regarding terminating from Boeing, that's something you have to do within 14 days, 2 weeks of your termination date. So that's something you would do in the second half of November if you do plan to retire at the end of November and terminate, and then commence December 1st. So that's the timeline to be able to capture the higher lump sum benefits. So a lot to chew on. If you're within those few years of retirement, again, it's worth running the numbers, projecting the change in your benefit, doing a trial run of your retirement. Your decision on when to retire, as well as whether to take the lump sum, are really likely the two largest financial decisions you'll make in your life. So it's just critical that you do your diligence to get these right. As a benefit to you, we are offering a free complimentary 1-hour consultation with a certified financial planner from our team to provide a free second opinion and review of your retirement plan. So we really recommend you engage us on this. We've been working with Boeing employees and helping folks transition to retirement for over 30 years in total. And so we have a lot of wealth of knowledge on this and can provide some good feedback in this category. This is not a hard sell. We believe in providing information, seeing how we can help and add value for folks. And so we'd really suggest you take us up on this. So please send us an email at info@stablerwm.com or call our office at 425-646-6327. And we'd love to hear with you and help review the numbers and help you make this decision. All right, well, take care, and thank you again for joining our video.